All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had an incredible day yesterday. All right, guys. Jared is not feeling well, so he's going to be taking the morning off. As you guys know, his voice yesterday barely made it to yesterday's show, and today he's definitely can make the show. So wish him all the best. Hope that he gets better very, very soon. So instead of Jared, you have me. Not a replacement at all because I cannot give the information that Jared provides for us every single morning, which we appreciate. So thumbs up on him getting better over on YouTube. Good morning, guys, over in our membership chat as well. Good morning, Art. Good morning, Gabby, Fabio, Alan. Nice. Everybody's in here. Gus, perfect. Norma, JRS, Jem. Good. Good morning, guys. Excellent. All right, so we'll do things a little bit different today. We are going to, oh, can I forget about our YouTube friends, CFC, Rossi, Dr. Dan, and Gilly Zed. So good morning to you guys as well. All right, let's look over a couple of things. I still haven't completely looked at all my news and everything that's happening this morning, so we can actually do that now. Let's see what's going on. And where I'm going to go today is going to be our beautiful and amazing trading terminal. So I come down here and take a look at what is going on. Today, a lot of stuff in the green. Yesterday, we had a good day in the SPY, by the way. If we look at this, let me go back to this screen over here. If we look at the SPY yesterday, we had a nice little pop from the lows of this consolidation range, right? Because that's what we're kind of in right now between this is 407 and this is 416. Nice little pop there, kind of cover the range from top to bottom. We've done that several times already here, here, and here. So gapping down slightly this morning. I wouldn't really read too much into that. How we're going to end the day is going to be more interesting. And are we going to break out of this range? That would be nice if we can do that. Or are we just going to play around this range for a while? I think we're going to play around in this range for a while, or maybe a little bit higher, but I don't think we're just going to bounce from here, and get into an uptrend. That's just my personal opinion. There's nothing, to back that in. Just what I feel the market is going to do. And, nobody really knows what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. But that's just my take on it. I think there's just too much uncertainty still on what's going on with the overall economy. So I don't think it's just going to get a 0 to 60 here back to all-time highs. I don't think that's going to happen, but time will tell. All right, so no screen for you guys. No, okay, you got it. All right, cool. Yeah, should be able to see my screen here with the SPY charts. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to the trading terminal. Let's see what we have going on here, guys. So top news for today, we'll click on news here and see what's going on. Spirit Airlines leading the way here. What do we have? Shareholders meeting postponed until June 30th. So as you guys know, Spirit Airlines, and I think JetBlue made a bigger offer. I think that was the case. I mean, JetBlue really wants these guys. So we'll see what happens. I know Spirit Airlines was a little bit not too happy with the offer, but they also, they thought that the deal might not go through. Because remember, when you have these big mergers with two decent sized companies, it's got to get approved. They got to make sure it's not a monopoly here and that. I don't think Spirit Airlines was that big to be such a big deal. Like if you have like Delta and American Airlines, okay, that's a big deal because those are two of the top four airlines. So you're gonna have a problem there as far as monopoly and getting approved. And that needs to be checked, make sure it's all kosher. I don't think Spirit Airlines was that big, but maybe they are. So we'll see how that goes. In other news here as well, let's head on down. What do we have here? Some Democrats push their party to do more fight inflation. Yeah, we all need to fight inflation. That's all got to get figured out, but that's nothing new there. JP Morgan downgrades coffee chain Dutch Bros, citing slowdown in consumer spending. I don't even know who Dutch Bro is. What kind of coffee is that? And where they sell that coffee? Dutch Bros. I never heard of them. Have you guys heard of that company? Dutch Bros. I don't even know what the ticker is. So not sure what that company is and where it's located. Let me see if anybody in the chat knows. Have you ever had Dutch Bros coffee? Yes, it is mostly in the West. Okay. Yep. Bros. That's a nice name for a ticker. Hey, let's trade Bros today. Bros this morning. All right, so look at the charts here quickly. They don't look a whole lot of fun. Again, very light volume. They have a little gap down today of 3.4. Just the volume is not there right now. So if it gets the volume, it'll be on our gappers list. By the way, guys, have you taken a look at our gappers list this morning? It is very, very long on both sides, not just in the green. They are both looking pretty aggressive here this morning. So can't wait to get to that. Maybe we'll start getting to those a little bit early so we can kind of get through that today. So Gainish, I have no idea. Gainish is asking me. He's asking me what is the macro news today. The guy that does that's not here. The man that does that, Jared, is not here. So you're not going to get that from me because I get that from him. So we're in a bad situation, my friend. So yeah, gap resistance on both sides looking pretty decent this morning. We'll have to see how that is going to play out. All right, I'm gonna go back here. Let's see what the top news do we have today as well. Back to trading terminal. Target. Oh, let's see what happened with Target. By the way, Target yesterday, if you didn't see the ending of Target, it was just a massive rally. It did so well yesterday. Trade is so clean. Really, really nice yesterday on Target. So we'll go to that chart in just a second here. Oh, what is this? No, go back. So Target will take profits. We'll take a profit hit to clear our inventory that shoppers don't want. Oh yeah, Artie and Andrew talked about this in the closing bell yesterday, right? What usually ends up happening, just as they're doing now, they'll drop prices to just try to get rid of inventory. So prices will drop based on that, and then the issue you're gonna have though is the layoffs. The layoff numbers. When is that? Is that Friday or is that Thursday? I forget what day they come out. The unemployment numbers, you got to see how that's going to look because, yes, prices are dropping, but many people are losing their jobs, right? So you have to see how that goes hand in hand. Does it help the situation overall? The bottom line doesn't get any help because of that. But you are going to see people like this holding inventory with their prices dropping. And there's signs of a few things that they talked about last night on the closing bell of prices in certain areas dropping. So that's going to be good. High gas prices force UK fertilizers plant to close for good. Okay, we see that there. Treasury yields climbs as investors assess a growth and inflation fears. That continues to be the case. Plug power to build green hydrogen plant at Belgium port. Is that plug our plug? Is that this plug? Let's see if it is. They do have a slight gap today. Plug here. They're up 2.2. Yeah, plug power. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, they do have a slight gap up this morning. So that's looking nice. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we put that on the list. Is it on our gap up list this morning? It is all the way at the bottom here, just barely making it. So it is on this. They got a catalyst today, so that's good. That could be fun to take a look at. So all right, let's do a few more here. What else we have? Anything interesting? Anything big? Walmart. What do we have with Walmart here? Walmart is agrees to buy NFL's Denver Broncos. Really? Oh, they're the air. Okay, I guess a group. Okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Let me see anything else big as far as companies, stock future waves, investors. Oh no, inflation. Everything's inflation, inflation, inflation. Nothing significant there that I like so far. Okay. Cool. So not a whole lot of news at the moment, guys. Let's take a look at some of the stocks we have in our gappers list because we have a lot. So maybe if we start early, we can kind of get through some of these here this morning. So let's go ahead and start with what's gapping up today. So we have RDBX this morning. They are up 20%. That's looking good. What is the news? RDBX. Let's go in here. Trading terminal RDBX. What do we have? Redbox. And see what's happening there. I'm still drinking my coffee, by the way. It's very early. Let's see what comes up here. All right, Roblox, Redbox, excuse me, not Roblox, Redbox. Stocks moving today. I don't see anything. What's the news on Redbox? Yeah, I don't see no significant news on Redbox. You guys have anything on that? Let me check my my other source over here. Redbox. No, I do not see anything on Redbox this morning. So, but it's leading the gap up list with a 32% short interest, so that could be exciting. Today again, I'm not a big fan of it, but this daily does look interesting today, so it might be worth taking a look at Redbox this morning. Let's do this actually because now I was thinking of putting Redbox on my list over here, but we got to clear this out before we can move forward. So let's do this. Let's look at the stuff from yesterday and then we'll start going through each and every one of these. Since we have time, we'll go into trading terminal, see if there's any news for the stuff that we have here. So let's go with Coles. Coles, yesterday, guys, let's look at the top place and highlights on what we had yesterday. Starting with Coles, there's a few that were very good. And I'll explain a little bit why we watch certain stocks, right? Because this question comes up very often, especially from newer people. newer traders are coming into the craft. So I want to show you guys why we do certain things, because sometimes you read something and you want to stick by those fundamentals, which is good. But the market, you got to be flexible. That's one thing you have learned. You have to be flexible and kind of not roll with the punches, but just kind of I don't know, surf with the waves. I don't know. I just made that. I don't know if that's a thing, but whatever. Here it is, guys. Coast yesterday, a little bit on the choppier side, so not great. Did get a nice breakout of high of the day. And guys, if you did not see the high of the day breakout webinar by John yesterday, I couldn't catch the whole thing. I caught like the first 45 minutes, but the whole webinar is like an hour and a half. There's so much material in there. I got to go back and catch the second half of that. It is really good. The recording should be up by noon today. Definitely check it out. The data he put together, the examples are on there. You're going to really enjoy that webinar. It's very, very well put together. It's a lot of good stuff available for you there. So beautiful high of day breakout here. Look at the volume coming in, guys. Beautiful volume there. And you see the breakout. That trade's excellent right there. So it does very well. Again, morning time, hour or so was not good at all. Very choppy. Now here was probably the best trader yesterday, guys. Target. I mean, this thing gapped down big, if you guys remember, because they did not have good information, extra inventory and so forth. But this is coming after another huge gap down just not so long ago. About 3 weeks ago, we had another big gap down with earnings. And again, we gapped down towards the low of this range, you want to say here. And yesterday we did cover a lot of that gap down, if not all of it, right? Not quite, but for the most part, it did very, very well. And as you see, that started pre-market created the lows from there and never looked back. And look at the market open, guys, just how beautiful this was. And it got help from the SPY, right? So we saw that as well. It was just not doing this on its own. The SPY did rally a little bit, so it did help things get going here towards the top side. So again, target really, really nice. And this was my trade yesterday on target. We had a beautiful breakout from the high of the day on target yesterday. So if you look at this area right on here, I got in around this area here. If you look at the 1 minute, you did have to hold for a couple of pullbacks in here, but man, it broke out really nice for the high of the day there. Beautiful pop there. You get another opportunity here as well, another pullback, great stuff there, and then takes off again. So just the technicals, the volume, everything on target looked really good yesterday. Here is Tesla, not the cleanest. It got better after an hour or so, hour and a half. It did break out nicely here. You did get a beautiful breakout from the VWAP, but this is not a clean trade, especially for me. If I'm looking at the 5 minute and this is all I have here, right? This does not tell me much, right? And I'm a big 5 minute trader, so I don't look at the 1 minute as much as I do the 5. So I'm looking at the 5. I'm looking at this. I don't see anything great there. By the time this happened, it's too late to take a shot at that. Here is Amazon. Amazon didn't do a whole lot. Put some volume around, but it's very choppy. You can see here, even the wicks, were not fun at all. You had to get a good entry. But again, on the 5 minute at least, it didn't look so great. How about Apple, guys? Apple, it's just a huge breakout here on the 5 minute, got very extended. But then it didn't matter, even with that huge candle there and the volume. Look how it trades. Just a beautiful, beautiful pop towards the top there. And what I mentioned earlier, why we watch certain stocks, Apple and NEO are the definition of why we have some of these stocks in our watch list that are not really in play on their own with their own catalyst, right? Like Apple yesterday didn't have a huge catalyst. Yes, they have their WWDC, which really didn't do much anyway. And NEO, I don't think they had the Chinese news from last week, or was it this week? Probably Monday, where a lot of Chinese stock popped up because their regulators are backing off a little bit, so kind of giving them the green light to stay in business, at least in the market. And look at NEO in beautiful engulfing pattern, great volume, nice little pop, a retest of the VWAP, and then again breaking the highs all the way to 1970. This is great activity for the market, guys. Apple, I mean, we put Apple on our list every day, and it might get boring, and you ask why. This is why. Because the activity and the action you can get on this stock, right? Even if it doesn't have a strong catalyst. So sometimes I know you have read, hey, you got to have a strong catalyst. We have talked about having a good pre-market activity and also volume. So that's like the trifecta you want to see in your pre-market prep. But these stocks, you're going to get the volume. You are going to get sometimes not a great pre-market activity, but the way this market has been, you can put something like Apple on your list and you're just going to trade very well. Here's NEO. We looked at NEO already, so you're good there. So that was our list yesterday. We had a lot of pretty cool stuff happening. So very, very good day for the markets. Very, very good day for day traders. just overall everybody having a lot of fun there. All right, let's go back to our gappers list now. So let's come back over here to our gappers list, and we'll start with our DBX, which, as I mentioned before, does look interesting today. Did we find the news on this? Our DBX with no catalyst, a lot of action. Also, there is no catalyst. The sympathy move on what, Professor Long Shorts? What is the sympathy move on? RDBX. Netflix? Netflix going down? Is that what they're doing? Maybe. Um, but Redbox here, guys, we'll put them on deck. Yeah, they do have great activity this morning. So we'll have to see what happens there. That's your question. I agree. Um, let's look at YMM. Let me move this over here and see what's going on there. So YMM this morning, they are up 9.4. I do not like this pre-market activity, guys. And if you have questions about what we're doing now, we have a little bit of time. We can get to it. But here's the pre-market action. It just looks very choppy. There's nothing fun about it. They do have 530,000. I think some of that could be a couple of block trades maybe being printed. I don't see that activity happening here. And if you look at the bigger picture, if you look at the daily, it just doesn't look exciting. There's barely any volume here. On a couple of days, you had a couple of pops here that did very well. Yesterday and the day before, they've seen a slight increase in volume. But outside of that, I don't see anything good on this one. This is Full Truck Alliance. I remember the name. Do not remember the ticker, but I do remember the name from previous gappers list, and it just doesn't look good. All right, let's take a look at Billy. Billy today gapping up 8.5, 675,000. I like this gap up. Are all the Chinese stocks gapping up today? What do we have going on? Let's take a look at our Oracle page here. Do we have Billy on here? Billy is not on here. I didn't get a chance to read this whole thing this morning, but let me see. Do we have anything on Chinese news? Chinese regulators granted the second batch of licenses 60 online games and the biggest mass approval of the computers and smartphones. Okay, so they got so I guess just some more easing, I guess, of the regulators there. So that's good. That's always good for overall Chinese news. China, my retail passenger vehicle sales down 1.7. Okay, that's for sales for cars. All right, so Billy's up. I don't see any other. I see Baba here. I see Neo. I see JD. So just again, overall regulator news looks like, unless you guys have something specific, a lot of these are popping up this morning. So you guys know I'm going to put Neo on here for sure because I like Neo. I like the way he traded yesterday. And I'm going to put Billy as well because Billy today looks very, very interesting. I'm not going to add JD. I'm not going to add Baba. I think we just have way too many. Hey, Norm, good morning, my friend. How you doing today?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, morning, brother. How are you?
Good, my friend. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry I couldn't come on earlier. I was getting my son ready to go to camp.
Oh,
so
no worries,
I know you hopped on, but
yeah, all good.
I'm getting on as early as I can.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate it, man. Thank you. So a lot of Chinese stuff on here, and I'm not sure if we had to time to dig into anything specific on China. But again, they're all popping up today. They're all gapping up pretty nice.
I know there was some regulatory stuff.
Yeah. And I remember I told you guys yesterday, right? Especially me and you, we've been doing this for a while, shorting Baba on gap ups. And yesterday I did mention, yesterday was not the day because they looked very strong and they had news behind it. And you saw that beautiful pop yesterday. It did take off nicely. It was not one of those days. And today, I'm not sure if you're going to get the same type of action today. It's getting really extended on the daily. So it makes it interesting for a possible opportunity if it's going to sell off. But again, you have these stocks that have dropped so much, especially all this regulatory stuff was going on. They also, obviously, the overall market did not help them. That you got to be careful with these things. You got to be careful if you have a short buy. So I'm gonna have Baba Sapasso for now. We'll see where it goes from there. Futu today, same thing, just gapping up on regulatory stuff. XPEF, Lee, all these companies are just doing the same thing. So I'm not gonna jack my list with entirely or Chinese tickers.
Well, there was some of these. I mean, the ones that involve cars. There was also some news on vehicle sales. They were up 30% month over month. What's that?
Oh, I missed that.
Down 17% year over year. But you have to remember that country's been largely shut down in many areas. So it was likely expected to be down. Maybe it wasn't as down as some people anticipated.
Yeah.
And then also showing a rebound month over month. So.
Yeah, 30% month over month is big. Actually, I stopped reading after 70% down. I realized, wait a minute, it's a little more after that. 30% up month over month. Oh, yeah, that's you got to see. XPEF Lee, Neo and these other ones on here. I like Neo, guys. Neo gets the volume. XBEV has
Neo
another
has
good one.
earnings tomorrow morning, so it'll definitely be in play tomorrow too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be fun. Let's see what's gapping down, guys. So we have Love South. No, this is not Southwest. No, this is something else.
This is Lovesac.
Lovesac. Okay, this is different.
They make
okay.
beanbag chairs.
Yes, and they are down a nice 12.6.
Amongst other things, I think they make couches and stuff too. But
yeah.
Yep, they had earnings this morning. I have not had a chance to dig into that. I believe they just came out a couple of minutes ago.
All right, so we'll give them a little bit here. They definitely are starting to drop. Volume is not great, but you're not going to get great volume on this thing.
Their earnings, they had a 20% loss versus a 12% estimate profit. So that's pretty nasty. Although their revenues were up substantially, my guess. I don't know if that conference call has gone on yet, but if I had to guess, I would say they're going to talk about inflationary pressures.
Yeah. And inventory
margins.
And all this other stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
The same thing that everyone is going through.
It's the broken record.
Yeah, exactly. So again, guys, dropping good right now. I mean, the volume is still very, very light for the type of drop we're getting here, 13%. I'm going to put them as a possible just because I don't expect them to get great value, but we'll have to see. For the most part, we see here 900, under a million seems to be every day on here. So we'll have to see how at the market open how that does. Very high short interest at 27. So that could be interesting as well. AE, they're low float, 13 million. I don't know what that low of a float because they're a decent sized company, but they're at 13 million. Not sure how accurate that is. But they're not moving like a low float today. We'll have to see. Let's see. All right, AERC. AERC, we're starting to get some really good activity here, guys. Down 8.8%, 3 million shares traded. This thing yesterday looks like it was on fire, going from $5 to almost 14.50, 15 or so. What is this company? What is the news? Aeroclean Technology.
This is a low float at 4 million. And obviously very active right now. The only news I see is an appointment of a vice president of sales or something of that nature. So,
okay. All right, well, let's see where that goes, guys. Very, very risky. I mean, already from 10 to almost 11.50 there. So, in a matter of minutes, be please very, very careful with this thing. The float on this, as Norm mentioned, 4.25. So very low float. Ali today, they are not looking good pre-market. I don't like the daily. We've seen this one in the past. I don't like the way it moves. I think we can find better things today, unless they have some kind of crazy catalyst. The fake Google here, Golden Ocean, they are not looking good. They're oil company, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Oxy's probably a better play. Look at Oxy the last couple of days.
It's a shipping company, but they focus on they have dry bulk shipping.
Okay, that makes sense. On that name there, but here is Oxy. I think Oxy looks decent on the daily. Not so much pre-market, but you just can't put so much weight on Oxy pre-market because you know they're not going to get a crazy volume, but they can move. Let's see what it does today. I like how we're setting up here as if we want to retest at 73.75. Let's see. A-Firm. So A-Firm dropped down a little bit yesterday based on Apple news, which I'm surprised Apple is doing that. Apple pay later Apple wallet, whatever. Today they're down 4%, 177. I don't know, guys. It looks worse than yesterday, and yesterday, you had some pretty good volume, so I'm not gonna add it today. Heading down, THO. What is this? Oh, down 3%, with very, very little volume. This is scary stuff, man. 110,000.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
They make RVs, and my guess is they had earnings this morning. They usually only move like that on earnings, but they don't generally trade very well intraday.
Yeah, I could agree with that just by looking at this. I mean, $84 the high today, now down at 74 with just 110,000. That is scary numbers, man. I don't want to be involved in that. So careful with that one, guys. They did have earnings, but
I haven't pulled it up, but I believe it's NYSE as well, which sometimes make those moves worse. Look at that spread, homie.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So if you take 1,000 shares here, you'll be down
Run.
what? Probably 1,500.
Couple,
Looks like. Yeah.
couple grand when I saw it at first.
Yeah. Not cool. Not cool. Let's head on down here to FOR. FRO, excuse
Fro.
me. Fro. So we have Bros today, Coffee and Play, Fro, and we have THO. This one here, not looking great neither, guys. Down 4%. Probably earnings too. Again, we're getting to these. No, actually, this is not earnings.
No,
but we're getting
this
to
is
those
another
weird
shipping
companies.
This is an oil. This is an oil company
Okay.
based out of Bermuda, and it's mostly transportation of oil and such.
Okay, so it's transportation of oil down. So that looks like that seems to be the play there. All right, we got some names that we know down here. We got Zoom, we got INTC, we got CCL, NCLH. Okay, so let's look at the travel companies. CCL this morning, they are down 2.5. They have volume, 1 million shares traded, so that's decent. Any news on this? We'll check on that in a second. NCLH, let's see that one. NCLH.
They got a downgrade out of Morgan Stanley.
Okay. NCLH also down slightly. Maybe we'll put CCL as a possible. Let's see where that goes. And then we'll look at Zoom today. Why is Zoom down 4%? What's going on there? Horrible pre-market this morning, though. Actually, Zoom is not down 4%. Sorry, ZIM. I missed the letter there. ZIM is down 4%. And yeah, this does not look good. All right, so that doesn't look great. All right, I think I like what I have so far. INTC usually does not trade very well. This is Intel, and
For the record, Zim's another one that's shipping company. So you've seen a lot of the shipping companies down.
Yeah, which again, guys, if you've seen the charts we pulled up on these shipping companies, they trade
generally
horrible.
trade wildly.
Yeah, they're not looking good. INTC is down 3.2. How come? They're not reporting, so wonder what is taking this tech company down today. INTC. Agreements.
Citigroup analyst gave some opinion on them, so
yeah,
I believe they also maybe cut their targets.
Lowers their target to 45. Okay, so they're seeing higher traffic than usual, volume INTC. So let's see what happens. Usually not a great player, but let's see what takes place. All right, today's list, guys, not as great as yesterday. Although we have more on our gappers list. Yesterday we have by far better quality. No question about it. Today we have a lot here, but it's not looking all that good. PDD, I'm going to take a quick look at this one. Another one that's popped up pretty good. This has traded well in the last couple of days. Several pops, and this has been clean. I'll put it as a possible for now. Just want to leave some room here for the ones that I know you guys are going to throw out on our chat room, right? Apple, NVIDIA, AMD, the stuff that we've been looking at that has been trading very well. Noah, before we get to that, do you have anything on your list that you like today?
Nothing in particular. I'm going to keep looking.
Okay, you got it, man. Let's head down here to Nvax. That's been thrown out by a couple of you guys throughout Nvax this morning. Let's see here. Nvax.
They got some vaccine news from FDA panel.
Yeah. They were halted yesterday. I remember that, right? Even pre-market, they were on hold.
Yeah, it was on,
so
it was on news.
Right. So it looks like things were slightly positive here. So are we safe? Is our vaccine not going to kill us in 5 years? So it looks like we might be good here. We're up 8.4 right now, 1.4 million shares traded. Yeah, this thing is in play. Definitely in play. Let's put it on here. NVAX. All right. SPY is dumping. Let's see. SPY. I wouldn't say. Well, I see what you're looking at. I wouldn't say dumping just yet, though. But let's see how what it does in a couple of minutes. If we get a 410, okay, yeah, maybe we're moving down. But I see the volume increase though. We're definitely getting an increase in volume here in the last couple of minutes. All right, heading down. Do we like Roku? I used to like Roku quite a bit. I haven't traded them in a very long time. But this morning they're up 5.6, 673,000. This could be interesting on Roku today. This could be interesting. Let's see. Have not traded these guys in a very, very long time. So let's see if today's going to be the day. But a nice pop this morning. Heading on down, we have Nvax. Yeah, we have Nvax on deck, guys. Got good volume here. Nice pop all the way to 58, down to 51. So just look at the range you're getting on Nvax here, guys. Be careful with this stock. It can be a little bit wild at times, especially when it gets volume. and today setting up like it's going to have that volume so far this morning. Okay. We're good here on our chat. Let's head over to our YouTube friends, guys, over on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, please hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it very, very much. Let's head down to Ben CCL. Yeah, I got CCL here, so that's good. They had a downgrade from Morgan Stanley, so we'll see where that goes. The volume is good on it right now. Yeah, let's see how that's going to play out there. Which service do you guys use for gappers list? This is Trade Ideas, my friends, right over here. So Trade Ideas, very, very good service, very good software. Again, probably one of the cleanest and scanners that are out there, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff with that. So if you're interested, we do have a discount on our website. I think it's 50% off. If you use Vancouver 15, you can get 50% off this service. All right. What else? Anything else you guys like this morning? Matthew is giving us CHS. I think this ticker is not a great trader. Yeah, we've seen this before. There's definitely Chico's fads. No on this, guys. There's just no volume. Somebody dropped 5,000 shares here by mistake. They meant to buy something else. It was not this. They missed a letter here, and now they're trying to figure out how they get their money back. So not good. What do we use to execute? This is Dash Trader Pro.
There's only 396 shares traded, guys.
Oh, look at that. I'm so like, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt that I read the VWAP as 5,000. It's even worse than that. It's 396. So yeah, this
gotta have volume.
Gotta have volume. Not in play at the moment. Yeah, so we're using Dash Trader Pro here. This is the platform that we do have there. But guys, if you want to practice, right, and what I love about our trading simulator is that it's completely free. Obviously, that's one, but also that at noon, like around noon, 1 o'clock, you can start practicing the stuff from that morning. So
you don't have to wait that long, even.
I think
it's delayed like an hour or so.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, I know it's fast. I've just never been that close to it, but only an hour you can start training the stuff from that morning. So that is pretty sick. A lot of simulators make you wait the following day, 24 hours. You can trade that stuff that morning. So if you want to practice, to get started, you can use that.
Don't hold me to an hour, because I think it fluctuates a little bit as the data gets provided. But I've seen it as close as an hour or so.
Right. So I know for sure.
Yeah, but you're safe by noon.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. StockTradingSimulator.com. You can go to TradingTerminal.com. There's a link on the left-hand menu that you can use to get to the simulator. So again, pretty cool stuff. All right, guys. Let's look at BA here. BA, pretty quiet right now. They're daily though. If you look at BA's daily, you can see here we're looking to set up nicely for a possible breakout. We just need the volume. We don't have it today, 20,000. Now BA is a nicey stock. You normally don't get great volume, so we'll have to see how that's going to play out. Right, folks, I think we've done pretty good here so far. It's going to get better. It's early right now. We can come back and ask questions later of any tickers that show up. Let's get to we kind of went through our news storm, but in case there's anything else you want to kind of go over.
Let's hit the SPY real quick. We've had this bounce off the lows, which that was a 20% drop. We've retraced back up here. We're at some we're sitting at some weekly averages and such. Wouldn't be surprised to see this bounce top out here before we test going lower, or at least in this range. Could chop around for a while, not sure. I think the next couple of days will be a little bit quiet as we await the CPI data, which will come out on Friday. That's really the big data of the week. Everybody's talking about inflation. Those numbers will be out 8:30 a.m. With the CPI month over month, year over year, and core CPI as well. We hit 8.5 a couple of months ago, back down to 8.3 on the year over year CPI, consumer price index. It's expected to notch down 0.1%. Consensus analyst estimate 8.2, still insanely high. If that surprises to the upside, I would imagine we'd see a pretty hefty risk-off trade, but who knows? I don't know if any big guys are going to be placing huge bets before that number comes out. We'll see what the market does in the next couple of days. As you mentioned, while we've got a decent-sized gappers list, there's not a ton of great stuff on it. Wholesale today, all we've got the wholesale inventories revision. That'll be out at 10 a.m.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to it. We can go through a few more. We got a little bit of time. So if we have some more, we can look at BA. We looked at that's no good. I noticed you guys didn't mention any of the favorites. Apple. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Apple, AMD, and Nvidia and see what's going on there. I'm definitely going to be watching Apple, especially after what it did yesterday. Just trade is so clean, guys. I expect that to keep happening. Hopefully, obviously, the SPY had a lot to do with that, but Apple's a good indication of what the overall market is doing. So, and the Qs and the SPY. So we'll keep Apple on deck. Another one I'm going to look at is, and I agree with you, Norm, about seeing some sideways action, especially for when those numbers come out. So that can change the way things trade for the next couple of days. So we might not get some of the clean moves we've seen in the last few days here. Here's a AMD. AMD not looking so hot right now, but again, another one that you can keep an eye on. They're daily getting a little bit choppy. In a few places, you get a little bit of a breakout. What did it do yesterday, by the way? If we look at yesterday's action, what do we do here? Okay, not as clean. The pullbacks were very deep, but for the most part, you did get some action out of that. So I'm going to add AMD as a secondary here. Apple is definitely leading the way as my favorite. And Nvidia, I like the consolidation you're getting on Nvidia. If we can break out of this, that could be fun as well. So I'm going to be watching Nvidia as I do every morning. We can move this up if something here doesn't look better. For example, we have Billy here. We have I have Redbox on my list today, which actually does look very active. But if it comes back down here, guys, anywhere in this area, it's off the table. It's just not going to look good. I need this to keep running. If it doesn't, then this will be no fun. Plug. We did mention Plug earlier. They did have news about some stuff happening there. I can't remember what it was, but I know they had news. But they're up 1.8 at 380,000. I can't remember all that stuff. No, it's too much. Their daily though looks very, very nice. Very, very nice here. We're at top of this consolidation. Had a good couple of days here and just kind of went sideways for a bit. We'll see how that's going to play out. So I like Plug this morning. Maybe not a main list, maybe more of a possible. But I'm gonna keep them here for now, just to take a second look at that before we completely discard it here. Tracy, Billy's on deck. We have that one. AMD is good. What happened with Redbox has some kind of deal. But some kind of what was it? A sympathy play, but I don't know what the sympathy play was on. Someone in the chat room mentioned it. I couldn't find
Is
anything.
it Roku?
I don't know. I couldn't find anything when I looked
See,
earlier this morning.
Roku's popping because there's rumors of being taken over by Netflix. I don't know if
That's
I
big
don't know
news.
if
Yeah,
that's, but
not for these guys. I don't know how that. I don't know how these guys get helped by that.
I know that they've been trying to reorganize and change their business model essentially, but I haven't seen anything specific this morning either. Maybe I've missed it.
Yeah,
I don't like trading it, so I don't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me to see a little meme action in this too, with its high short float and the way it's moved recently. But
yeah. Looks like Jason went to the deep ends to get this one. Redbox Entertainment acquires North American rights to WW2 action drama.
that's weeks old news.
Okay, yeah, so
That isn't it.
Yeah, that's not it then. All right. Yeah, that's not gonna play out now. So we'll see. I mean, you got some action here, guys. I'm not a big fan of it. It might even stay on my list. We'll see what happens here. So Redbox is on there. We do have Redbox. That's good. What else we have, guys? Norm Chicken. Harry, nice. Chicken soup.
No, it's true.
Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah, there's chicken soup, whatever, to acquire them, but that's not new either.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if something else new has come of that deal or news has come out about that, but I heard about that one a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago at least.
Oh, okay.
So I don't.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. We'll see, guys. They got the volume today, up 20%. So something big, significant for them is happening. Or, like you said, it just could be memeing. Who knows? I mean, we'll have to check it out.
Somebody ran over one of their kiosks in a 7-Eleven parking lot. I don't know.
Here is Target. I think Target could be a decent one to keep an eye on. I don't know if it's going to be in play like it was yesterday, man. It moved very well. The volume is very light right now. There are nicey stocks, so you're not going to get a great pre-market activity the second day around. But let's keep an eye on how it's going to look a little bit later. So we'll have to keep an eye on this one. So that's Target. And I think we're pretty much set. INTC, other news in City. No, I don't think there's I just know about the Citigroup on INTC. I don't know about anything else. But they got good volume, 740. These guys normally don't trade heavy volume. 740 today at this time of the pre-market is actually pretty good. So we'll see if that can continue into the market open. The thing with INTC, man, Intel, it just doesn't trade very well. It reminds me a little bit of Dell, same type of company. They just don't get the volume, and they just don't trade well for the most part. So we'll have to see. Intel used to trade a lot better back 2-3 years ago. We did have a little more action on it. But since then, I haven't really looked at Intel anymore like that. Shopify approved 10-to-1 split. When is that happening? Do they got a date yet? So we'll see how that goes. They usually after the split.
Is it
Yeah.
going to trade any better?
After the split, you
It
might have
can't
like
trade
1 day.
worse.
It can't trade
Trade
worse.
worse.
It cannot get worse than what it is already. It is just such a horrible stock. The spread is bad. The volume it's just not good. After the split, we might get a couple of days that trades okay, but we'll see. We got Amazon. I mean, Amazon did their split, and I'm curious, not now, but like 2 weeks later down the line, is it going to keep trading the way it is? I have a feeling that it's not. I think it's going to go back to trading not as fluid, a little bit on the choppier side of things. So we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I'll
All right,
take
guys.
the counter to that.
Yeah, you think it's going to be a better trader going forward? Yeah.
I think it'll trade okay. Because I don't think it traded poorly when it was $3,000 plus. I just mentally sometimes even if it was like Peter's infamous 5-share Amazon trade where he's partial to every share individually. Sometimes you just have a mental hurdle to get over something like that. It's helpful to see it in the same price range that you usually trade stuff, even though technically there's no difference.
Right.
But I think it might trade okay. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I haven't
see,
touched it yet.
We'll definitely be around to see what happens on this one. That's for sure. All right, guys, we are set here. Let's do this. Let's go to community events and announcements. We'll get to that a little bit early today. That's all right. And then we can come back. We'll fine tune this list a little bit. We'll have time for some Q&A towards the end, and then we'll see what else we can get off this list this morning. So let's go ahead and do that.
All right. Don't forget about onboarding every week. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. All membership categories, even trial members, are eligible for that. Come in. It's onboarding and technology, and learn about how this stuff, how the community works, what we use, everything else.
But I'm gonna make sure I have the right one that's up to date here.
All right.
Just give me 1 second.
I'll take a nap while you do that.
Yes. So we'll load this up.
All right. Kyle's webinar, Bookmap Part 1, should be posted. This is not your fault, but there's an update to this. Kyle, I believe Part 2 is going to be later in June, and it's going to be a Dash Trader Pro Q&A next Monday at 8 p.m. So just letting you know there that Bookmap 2 Part 2 is coming, but I think Kyle had a project he had to take on that's preventing him from getting the presentation done in time for Monday. So it'll be pushed back until after the Juneteenth Monday. I think it's the 27th, 28th, something like that. So we'll have that part too. Then last night was break high of day. Next week is Rising Devil Fallen Angel, 8 p.m. Eastern. Creda tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern. That is Art of Setting Goals. And next week, it'll be Mike talking about defining your trading why, mastering your trading psychology. Tomorrow, mentorship with John at 11, Ed at 4, and Thor at 8 p.m. And before you change that, let's see what Ed's got for after hours earnings tomorrow, if he's got anything at all. DocuSign, Stitch Fix. I don't know if he's going to like any of those, but we'll see. Thor, 8 p.m. Eastern, as I mentioned. Don't forget, Carlos already mentioned StockTradingSimulator.com. That's our free web-based trading simulator. Just go to StockTradingSimulator.com, and you can check it out. Or, as he already mentioned as well, if you go to TradingTerminal.com, it's one of the things you can click on the left-hand nav bar and get to from there too. Don't forget about the trial membership. You can go to the homepage, bearbulletraders.com. Scroll down about halfway down the page. You'll see the membership joining table. On the far left is the intro. Use the promo code PreMarket24. That's PreMarket24. And it'll give you a discount for that. 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room. It does not auto-renew. It does not recur. And then also, currently, anybody that signs up for annual elite membership will have a new annual elite membership. We'll get a one-on-one coaching session with Dr. Kenneth Reed, who is both a psychology and trading coach. He has been in this game for a long time and has incredibly valuable both psychological and technical market knowledge. So it's really a benefit.
All right. Thank you very much, Norm. So question someone's asking, oh, I just saw that. Okay, Tunde, you're asking pre-market, the pre-market show started a little bit early today. You hopped on at 8:30 and we were pretty much done with the gappers list. Yes, it did. We started at around 8 o'clock this morning because Jared was not feeling well. So there was no engineering in the market. So this is why we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but we'll have time to go over this list plenty and also do levels to us a little bit later part of the day here. So yeah, we did start just a little bit early there. Okay, we are set, guys. Let's take a look here. So far, at the moment, we have not Roblox, Redbox here, which is now looking nicer, right? Starting to get towards those highs of the pre-market there. So that is what you want to see on something like this, on such a move with such volume. So that's looking interesting. We have Neo, which also has great volume. A lot of the Chinese companies, again, I think just regulators continuing to ease off a little bit here. We saw another headline of that today. And you can see here a lot of these stocks gapping up this morning. But the EV stuff also have another catalyst on it, which is they're up 30% month over month here on their sales. So that's good revenues. Billy's up. I might put this as a possible, guys. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Billy might be a possible. Nvax is dropping. Was up nice this morning. Not only 8.4, still good. Good volume. I think it's still being played. But guys, be careful with this one. It's gonna move wild today. Looks like the way it's setting up right now. Roku up 4.6 here. Apple is good. Yeah, we got a few that are looking pretty decent. I'm gonna fine tune. I'm gonna have to get picky. So plug, I'm gonna bring down. I know they had a catalyst, but for the most part right now they're not looking all that hot. So we'll bring that down. I'm gonna delete this here. Apple is good. I love the way they traded yesterday. It's just very explosive. Roku, we'll keep that on there. Nvax is good. Billy at the moment, that's okay. Neo is decent, and then Redbox is okay. All right, so again, just not too great of a list this morning. We have plug. TGT is. I don't think Target is gonna be fun today. You know what? I'm just gonna remove it because I need the space. And if we see it in our scanners, we can always look at it. But for the most part, I'm gonna get rid of it for now. PDDs, I got so many Chinese stocks here that are gapping up that, again, we just got to wait and see what happens. Intel's okay. Between PDD and BABA, I'm probably going to keep BABA today. So I'm going to get rid of PDD just to make this list a little bit smaller. But again, our scanners, you see something that you like there, like PDD popping up, and you can take advantage of that. BABA is good. I like the way they trade at times, especially on gap up days like this. I don't know if we're going to have a rip your face off type play like we did yesterday today, but we'll keep an eye on that one. CCL is decent. They got the volume. It's just I seen CCL get the volume like this in the past and just didn't trade well. They haven't been really crazy about their pre-market and the way they go at the market open. So had a couple of days here. We had a nice string of movement there, and that's because we hit the bottom, right? And then we kind of rallied up a little bit. And then you see a lot of stocks now the last couple of days just kind of doing the chop here. I expect a little bit of that from CCL. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Sometimes even when you are stuck within this range, if you're going from top to bottom, that can still be really good. We saw there yesterday, Apple, right? Apple went from the bottom to the top, and that was an amazing play. So even though you're stuck in a range, if you're at the bottom or top and you're going to go the full length of that range, that could still be a very significant play there. So we'll see how that goes. Roku, no, I'm sorry, we're down here. So CCL, AMD, and NVIDIA. All right, I like the list. And then we got a couple of low flow stocks, guys. AERC, and we have Love down here, which again, Love just breaking down some more. The volume is just not there, man. 167. Let's see at the market open if that's going to change to anything. Be very careful with this. Just the lack of volume is concerning a little bit. Jay, you're giving us FU to you this morning. Has a good ORB trades for the last few days. Um, Maybe today they've been rallying pretty good here, right? Off 30 of the 30 right there. Nice level. They've been getting a little bit of a bounce there. Last two trading days got some decent volume, right? More than usual. Yeah, it could be something. Could be something. I got so many of these already though. I don't want to add any more of these Chinese stocks to my list. It's got way too many at the moment. So, all right, let's see what else. Yes, just checking a couple of messages here. All right, excellent, guys. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see. Baba is good. RDBX is good. JD. See, JD's is the same thing. What industry is JD in? I think it's sales. Is it retail? I want to say retail, but I should know this because we trade the stock so much. Let's check JD. I believe it's .com sales, right? JD.com. Let's go to JD.com. I don't think I've ever been to JD.com. Is it these guys? If it is, it looks like a dropship sales, whatever. So yeah, it looks like a delivery drop sales company for the most part. I'm not sure if that's the right website, but yeah, I think it's sales because I know they match up with a Billy. They match up with those retail type companies. So glorifywish.com, is that what it is? Okay. All right. Jack Daniels. We wish it was Jack Daniels, but it is not. It is not. It should be Jack Daniels should be doing very well in these type of conditions, right? People drink a little bit more because the market is down and so forth. So, all right, guys, we're looking good. We went through our gappers list. I don't see anything else that we can add to make this list better than what it is right now. There's a ton of stuff both up and down this morning. Just kind of skimming through here, seeing if I find any tickers that I like over the stuff that I have on my list here. HCM, what is this? Oh, no, that's not good. Horrible stuff there. So I don't see anything that sticks out. Say, hey, we got to watch this. Put it on our list today. Here's Becky. I know a lot of you guys like Becky this morning. Another one that's gapping up slightly 2.2, but we've seen better Chinese tickers than this one today. NKLA is making an appearance this morning. We haven't seen this guys up here in a while. At least I haven't. They're up 2%. Again, I think they're better companies that are trading with better volume this morning than actually this one here. Lewis, we looked at Amazon. I looked at it this morning and I don't see anything great on it as far as gapping up or down. They're pretty much flat today. And again, we'll see how Amazon does in the next couple of days. I want to see how their trading is going to be. They had a great day yesterday as far as, obviously volume and everything else, the last two trading days. But I don't know. Yesterday was not as clean. The day before, I believe it was clean, right? We had a better trading activity the day before, right over here. Yeah, so this was nice. We had a nice little drop, beautiful run. But if you look at yesterday, so it's a little bit on the choppier side. So I don't know. Let's see how this thing is going to trade today. I'm not going to add it to my list, but I will go back and look at how their trading was. And actually, so I don't forget, I'm just going to add them. Oh, hit the wrong one. I'm just going to add them here because I do want to see how their trading is going to be. So I feel they're going to be on the choppier side. Norm feels is going to be on the cleaner side. We'll see. We'll take in the opposite ends of that bet there, and we'll bet $1 and see a gentleman's bet and see how it goes. What is the meeting in Toronto? So a lot of the meetups have to be rescheduled because they're not lining up well with some of Andrew's travel and other things he has going on. So we have to look at that schedule again. We will post them. We took them off the site right now. We will post them again when they're final and we have confirmation of a venue and all that fun stuff. So trust me, they will be happening, just not in the schedule so close back to back the way we posted them originally. So that was our original expectation. It was too aggressive. We have so much stuff going on that we got to kind of spread those out a little bit. So trust me, we'll be going to Toronto. We'll be going to New York. It's just not going to be at those times that we put on there originally, right? So just give us a little bit of time on that. We'll definitely put those out when they're finalized. All right, what is the SPY doing, my friends? What do we got going on here, SPY? So we had a little movement here with some increase in volume, maybe some transactions being posted, who knows? But for the most part, pretty much flat right now. Big day yesterday. I agree with Norm. I think we're going to be getting some sideways action into some numbers come out on Friday, and we'll see how that is going to play things out. If I was to guess here, I don't think we're breaking out of this very easily. We've done that so many times in the past, right? When we recovered from the pandemic, I mean, it was just breakouts after breakouts after breakouts. I don't think we're going to see that going forward. It's going to be a little bit tougher to get back to the highs this time around. It's my take on it, but we will definitely see, guys. And make sure you're following us on YouTube and that you're looking at the closing bell every Tuesday to Thursday at 3:30. Artie's putting in a lot of good information about the overall market, how things are going, certain tickers, and just overall news. So definitely keep an eye out for that. All right, very good. Also, one more thing, guys, as we do have a little bit of time because we are running very early today. Look what came in the mail yesterday. So if you haven't picked yours up, you definitely want to do so. This is Brian's book here, Profiting as an Active Trader. Should have been named The Profits of Profits because he is an amazing trader. But definitely pick this up, guys. I haven't got to reading it yet. Just came yesterday. Cannot wait to dive in and see what Brian has for us there. So looking forward to that. All right, we're all set. I don't think there's anything else that we can add to this list at the most part. Do you guys have anything that you like? Do you guys have any questions? We can get to those now. Any questions you might have that we maybe haven't had a chance, the opportunity to answer in the past? We can do that now, both on YouTube and also in our members chat. We can get to those now. And as we do that, let's take a look here on worst case Ontario. Oh, you guys mean for the actual meetup? Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely be putting those out. Does average true range matter if there is a catalyst for the stock? That's a good question. Yes and no. It's not a flat out no, but when something has a catalyst, the ATR can kind of be put to the side a little bit. We use it in our scanners to kind of fine tune things a little bit as far as what happened to my what was that about? My screen just went blank. Okay. In our scanners to kind of filter out some of the noise, right? So we do have a 50 cents ATR here, average ATR for the last 14 days. But in some cases, you do have stocks that are, going to be, the ATR is going to be lower than 50 cents and that are in play for the day because they have a big catalyst or they have great volume. So you got to be careful with the ATR. There are times where a stock will still be worth watching if the ATR for the last 14 days is really low, right? So I think it matters to a certain extent. You got to really see what's going on that morning. Watching index regarding watching indexes, why choose SPY over comp? Any pros or cons as such? I don't know if there's any pros or cons. I think SPY is just what I've been used to looking at. I think it shows a good picture of what the market is doing. It's kind of what a lot of people kind of look at. Comp, I'm not sure, if there's any pros or not. Definitely the volume is one, right? You get more action on SPY for sure, right? So you're seeing that. So I prefer to look at the SPY. I think it's a better feel for the overall market. I like the SPY and I like the Qs. And if you've been watching us for some time, you know that those are the two that we look at. Q is going to be more on the tech side. So like an Apple, Nvidia will move the Qs a little bit more, and whatever the Qs are doing, those tech companies are going to be doing basically that. If you look at the Qs right now and you look at Apple, it's almost identical, the charts, right? Apple hasn't had any significant news that has made them do something crazy other than what the Qs and the overall SPY is doing, right? So we look at the Qs, and obviously Apple's a big chunk of the Qs, right? You can see here how it is identical. So that's the reason why we picked those two, and it works out well for this type of stocks that we watch here. Norman's frozen in hyper focus. Yes, he is looking at a ticker right now and he's waiting for his entry. So the minute he gets his signal, he's going to get in, but he doesn't want to miss it, so he's not blinking at the moment. If he doesn't miss his entry there. Carlos, where do you get your ATR from? I get it from this right here. This is Trade Ideas, which it can be off at times, right? So you have your average true range right here. And you also have it here as well on the gappers list, right? Average true range. And you can also get it from Finviz. Finviz is a great website. You could do that from. And of course, you can also get it from the tradingterminal.com. So you can get it from there. So, but here I get it from Trade Ideas because it's just right on here, right? The minute I click on Love, it'll bring me, for example, Love average true range is $3.18. Man, that's a big ATR, guys. for a stock that barely gets volume. This is what you got to be very careful with this one today. I mean, just today we're from 42 down to 32 with just 183,000 shares traded. So you got to be careful with that. Down 15%. Man, that is could be nice if you get caught on the right side of things, but you definitely want to be very, very careful. Where to find the close on YouTube at 3:30 that you mentioned. So yeah, so the best way to do it is when you subscribe to our channel, make sure you hit the notification bell. They're gonna go live around 3:25. They start going live, but it's every Monday to Tuesday to Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. You got Artie and Andrew going live. And you can see the past shows on the homepage of the YouTube channel. So if you missed it, you can see it there as well. But yeah, definitely the best way to do is hit the notification bell, because if you do that, YouTube will give you a heads up 30 minutes before, hey, they're going to go live with the closing bell. And then when they go live, you get an update on your phone or whatever device you have it on, that they're going live. So pretty good conversations happening there every time. So don't miss it. Today they have a guest. They have a guest that has been trading options for a while. He's been doing very well, has been very successful, and Artie's going to be talking to him today. So first guest of the show. There are going to be a lot more guests going forward on the closing bell. So definitely tune in. I think it'll be great to see how other traders are trading, and what has brought them success, and also what they have learned on their failures too, right? So it's not all about success stories. We want to see also stories where people failed and what they did to kind of bounce back, right? That's important as well, because a lot of us starting out, we fail at first. This is not a career where from the minute you get in, you start being successful. For the most part, a lot of people, most, if not the majority, fail and then are able to find their way to profitability. So it's good to hear those stories as well. Carlos, what's your opinion on large red candles, but it has 2 times more up volume? So large red candles, do you have an example for today? Large red candles, but 2 times more up volume. When you say up volume, you're talking about large red candle, but more volume from on that same candle in the previous candle. Trying to understand the question a little bit more. So if you could fine tune that a little bit, I'll get back to you. What about ATR on Gush? What's Gush? ATR on Gush? What is the ATR on Gush? I don't even want to know. This thing looks outrageous. So Gush, even Trade Ideas doesn't want to pull up Gush, because it's just a no, 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 no for sure. Look, it's not. It doesn't even want to show me what that looks like. There's the link, guys. Brian's new book is out now. You can pick it up on Amazon. So definitely looking forward to starting that book there. Carlos, are we charge short interest on a short position if you close the position on the same day? No. Now let me rephrase that. With Interactive Brokers, with Centerpoint, with TD Ameritrade, with CMEG, they don't charge you any interest if you close, whether you're short or long, if you close to the same day. So you're not charged any interest. If you hold anything overnight, some brokers, maybe they don't charge you, but for the most part, I know CMEG does. I know Centerpoint does. I had Centerpoint before. I know IB does. So they will charge you interest if you're holding something overnight. And some of them will do it only if you're holding something on margin, right? So if you're holding overnight and it's all cash, like for example, your account is, $50,000 and you're holding a position that's only value at a $25,000, well, that's your own cash. They're not going to charge you interest. They might have some kind of fees for doing that. You got to check with your broker, but for the most part, they don't. Now, if you're holding on margin, they will charge you interest. In some cases, that is not cheap. So make sure you're checking exactly what that is with your broker, and make sure you're not doing that if it doesn't benefit you. And again, if you're day trading, you shouldn't be worried about that, right, Mike? Because you're not holding anything overnight, no matter how good it looks. You're being disciplined and sticking to your rules. But if you for some reason you get caught on something that looks very, very good and you're up, $50, maybe holding overnight could, a small part of it could make sense. Make sure you have all your rules in place. You don't get hit with no surprises, right? Carlos, can you clarify the difference between ATR listed on trading terminal and the ATR above the volume bars? ATR above the volume bars. What ATR is that? I only know about the ATR for the overall stock. Which volume bars are you talking about? Just curious. In that, you're talking about ATRs. I don't have an ATR above the volume bars. Isaac. I don't see that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do not know the difference. I don't use the ATR on the Dash Trader Pro. I'm not using that one. So yeah, I know you're talking about the one you add that comes up over here. Yeah, I'm not using that. I'm using this one here. Typically use the average true range from Trade Ideas or any other website. Now, keep in mind, the ATR for me is not a big indicator whether I'm going to watch a stock or not. We use it here just as a filter to kind of get stocks that are not going to move only 10 cents a day, like a Ford. Well, not now because Ford's been moving, but usually, typically Ford. What is this? What's the ATR on Ford now? It's got to be back down because we haven't been trading crazy like that. I'd be surprised if it's above 50 cents. Why is my trade idea not working? What's going on here? Let me make sure let me log in again. I am connected. All right, so I am connected. Log in on Trade Ideas. Let's hit Ford. It's weird. I'm connected, but nothing's populating. So that's very, very interesting. All right, somebody could look up what's the ATR on Ford. It's got to be something low, right? I'll be surprised at above 50 cents. Oh, so it's a Trade Ideas issue. So Trade Ideas down. All right, so I got two. I got 38 cents from Gem and Felipe, Philip, I got 51, 56, 60. Okay. How are we all getting so many different numbers? That is not good. What do you guys, I would love to see what you guys are looking at. Put your number and what you're looking at here. So C's over on YouTube, you give me 51 on Ford. Okay. And where you're getting that from? I'm just curious to see all the different sources that we're getting here. Everybody has a different, slightly different number. So DAS is 51, DAS is 51, Fimbus is 61, 56 is Trader Station, 50 cent on Daily DAS, 61. Okay, Google Sheets 62, Trading Terminal 58. All right, so it's a ballpark, but again, that's a very small indicator for me as far as if I'm going to watch a stock or not, because I think you really need to look at what's happening today. For example, Ford's ATR, right, very low here, as some of you pointed out. On some days we had a day here where it was pretty high. Now that 14-day ATR is not going to help you when a stock is gapping up nicely on news and popping up pretty good, right? It's not going to be that helpful. Like here, the ATR here, we traded $2 on Ford, right? I mean, who's heard of that in the last couple of days? GE is another one that doesn't move a whole lot. So, but GE could have news today where that ATR is not going to matter as much. So you got a couple of things you have to be on the lookout for on that. All right, 912 guys. Thank you for the conversations, the questions. Really appreciate it. What are the trading hours for Interactive Brokers? I'm not sure how early they start, but I know 7:30 we're up and running already on Interactive Brokers, and you can go as late. I've been as late as 6 o'clock. So I don't know if they go all the way down to 9. I'm not sure, but again, you have to check the times. I use them, but I have not traded something like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I just don't get in that early to trade stuff. Some brokers will allow you to trade the very extended hours, but not to the regular channels, right? You have to use like a different route, like a ARCA or like a directly NASDAQ or some weird route that allows you to get into that really early action, right? So you got to read their fine print. But again, for the most part, I stick to the close and the pre-market 7:30 and after. All right. All right, guys. Great questions. We gotta do a Q&A one of these days to kind of get to all of these. But thank you, guys. Let's get to our list here. Let's recap what we have quickly. Our moderators list will be coming up shortly, and then we'll call it a day. So right now, I have Redbox on the list, which actually is looking better. I was concerned it was gonna sell off here and come back down to the 9, but no, that's looking good there. We want to see the slam against 11 and break out there, up 23%, 5.6. That is amazing volume. Neo also putting in good volume this morning, 2.2 million. Sideways action for the most part right now. Hopefully, that's going to get better at the market open. A lot of these Chinese companies, if you guys have seen, are up quite a bit. Billy, we saw Baba, we saw JD, FU2U, XBevly. All of these are up on news of regulators easing off, and also the EVs have positive catalyst this morning of a higher revenue month to month. So that's going to be good. Nvax here is very active today. These guys, remember, these guys were halted yesterday, and I don't recall going back and looking at it and seeing when the halt came off. I don't remember that. Must have happened pre-market, right? So it did trade at the market open. When did the halt come off? Here it looks like another halted pre-market. I'm not sure where, but either way, they traded decent yesterday. Today, they're huge gap up. We'll see how these guys are going to play out. We have Roku on deck, also very active. So I like Roku's volume today too. There's talks about Netflix buying them out. So that's going to be very, very positive news for Roku. We'll see if that was the case there. Really like the pre-market activity right now. Love the volume. Love the daily slamming against this level here. That's going to be nice. And we have Apple as well. So that is looking good. Guys, we forgot to do levels. We've been having so much fun with our conversations. We didn't do levels today. Let's get to that very, very quickly because now we're short on time. Red box 1108, high of the pre-market towards the bottom. We have this level here, 948. And then here, guys, tons of levels, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You are set there. I'm going to go to the left here. Head over to the left. I'm going to go over to November, December time frame. Man, this daily is horrible. I can't believe I had this on my list today. 12.15 and 13.98 might actually be 14. Man, this better trade good because it's on the top spot today. And if you look at that daily we just saw, it looks scary. Neo, guys, always good to have on the list. 20.27 is the low of the pre-market. 20.72 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, you are set. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, so nothing to see there. As far as adding anything else, you're good. And then towards the top, between March and May, you have this nice little pop here above our pre-market high this morning, and that's going to be a level here. It's a good one, 21.67. You can see across the board how nice that is there. And then towards the top, you do have 23.94. That's nice there. And then right in here, this is more of a, don't put too much weight on this one, but 22.83 worth having on deck as well. So that's our list there for Neo. And then towards the bottom, as I mentioned, you pretty much cover. Great volume, great action yesterday. I hope they trade like that again today. Billy, another Chinese ticker that's up this morning. I might replace this with Baba. Actually, I think I like Baba a little bit better today. 29.51. Love the pre-market. 30.52 is your highs. Towards the bottom, guys, plenty down here. You're checked off there as far as levels. Let's head over to the left-hand side here, and we have nice level here over at 31.61, and then all the way up here at 33.63. Gonna keep this one on here, guys, but I got a close eye on Baba. That might be one that actually takes the spot for today. Let's head down to Nvax. So again, Nvax with some FDA news. Looks like things went well because they did gap up and we're still alive here, so that's good. So here we have 54.92. It's a good one on the daily. Got some levels in there. That's very nice. You definitely want to have that on there. Pre-market, you can see how that's playing nicely there as well. The low of the pre-market slamming down against the lows of, the highs of 2 days ago. And if you look at the highs of 2 days ago, that also has a lot of touches. So that's going to be a significant level for us to keep an eye on. Where the price action is right now, if you look at the daily, you want to mark this down because you do have plenty of days opening, closing right around that area. Just a whole lot of activity happening there. And you're seeing us kind of flirt with that 51.75 area. So you want to have that level in there. And then below that, guys, pretty much set highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Here is Roku. Again, I like Roku's action right now. We do have this level here on the daily, 98.25. We did test that quite a bit here as we're gapping up still 6.5. Maybe we can get back to the highs over here at 101.88. Worth marking that there. And if you see that 101.88 also to the left, a lot of activity happening here and here as well. And then slightly above that, we're going to mark down 108.30. I know these numbers seem far out. That's a $7 move. But when Roku's having this type of activity, guys, 1 million shares traded, up 6.7. This is one of the best pre-markets I've seen in Roku in a very, very, very long time. So this is exciting. Definitely like what's happening with Roku this morning. And they have a nice catalyst as well that can be very, very powerful. 147.76 is the low on Apple. And then Apple, again, just beautiful day yesterday. Going the field here from the bottom of this range to the top of this range. Just nicely beautiful breakout. Amazing intraday trading action. This is why we keep this stuff on deck, guys. I have the pre-market is sitting over at a 148.94. We're slamming level there. It's got a whole lot of mess going on here, guys, on Apple, right? This level has a lot of activity, so that's going to be significant for Apple. Above this, you do have 151.40. That's decent. And then a level towards the top in case we really get going. I don't think that's going to happen today, but 155.44 is a good one there. So that is your levels for today, guys. Let's get to our moderators lineup. I only have 3, Dima, Susan, and Thor. I'll give just 2 seconds, see if anybody else has anything else they want to throw out there. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring this over on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, we appreciate you guys being with us this morning. And we appreciate it even more if that's even possible, because we appreciate it quite a lot. If you hit that thumbs up, you help us out there, that'd be great. We won't charge you, free of charge, just for you guys, just today, as a special from us to you. So let's bring over our watch list for today. And here's what we have, guys. Dima, RDBX, plug, Baba, and Apple. Susan is looking at Oxy, plug, and secondary list Apple. Thor, Amazon, Apple, XOM, Oxy, secondary list mRNA, Nvax, and of course, the Pivot Alert bot. You can follow that on Twitter, guys. That's the handle right on there, and you can get alerts. Megan will be looking at TJ Maxx, Target, Roku, and JD this morning, all looking very, very good, especially Roku, guys, looking very active so far. So we are set, guys. Brian is traveling, I know that. Andrew will be up shortly trading live with you guys, possibly with Thor. Hopefully Jared feels better. Wish him all the best. That's why he didn't join us this morning for the pre-market prep. He will be on when he feels better, whether that's tomorrow or maybe tomorrow's Thursday. I know it's not on Friday, but maybe tomorrow he's back. If not, we'll see him next week, man. Feel better, Jared. Just worry about getting your health and your voice back first. All right, guys, thank you so much. Over on YouTube, we'll check you guys out. Remember, today we have a guest at closing bell at 3:30. There's a guest today, so don't miss it on YouTube at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Have a good one, guys.